I'll address the answers to you or to all three commissioners on some of the open questions. You said you have some? Yeah. Absolutely. Sure. Oh, hi, Betsy. This is Betsy. Hi, Betsy. Betsy, is that?
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your questions.
It starts at Bayless's and comes across me. Yeah, it goes towards me. Yeah.
There you go. You're quite welcome. Thank you. Let me give you
Gets to Northwest and then goes north. Gets to Northwest and goes
Thank you
north.
so very much.
No,
Sure. Okay, next item on the agenda, Sandra Farley, Doddridge County Humane Society funding request.
Like Pat Easter, I took typing to Mr. Wilson. If you find an error, don't say anything. He's such a nice man. He would say this. He would be. First of all, I want to thank you very much for attending our yearly open party that we had, and I hope everybody found the Humane Society the way we feel about it, because we're real proud of the Humane Society for Doddridge County. I mean, it's not a junked up place. It's a new building, and it's very nice, and we're real proud of it. We're really excited. We met the budget thanks to your help for last year, and and I do want to thank you too for the Jeep. We're using it for hauling animals to the vet and bringing in supplies, and so it's really we needed it, and I thank you very much. I appreciate all that you've done. When I was figuring all this up, and if it was me, I would want to know where my money went that you gave us last year. So on the back, you'll have a yearly financial report all the way in the back. I know there's several papers, but I didn't want you to be left out not knowing anything. Now, the last paper there is our budget for this coming year. But the paper, 2 papers from the very back, 2 papers. Next year, I'll have them numbered for you. Okay, that is our yearly financial report. And that tells every penny that was taken in and every penny that was spent out. And whenever someone designates a donation or a grant for a certain thing, and I'm sure Mr. Robinson knows this, you have to use that money for what it's donated for. So you will find, like you donated us, I think $15,000 last year for care of the supplies for the dogs, and you'll notice what they're there for. Also the housing, the utilities, you've given us $8,000 on that, and I think our utilities was like $8,300 or around something like that, 83, yeah. Okay, oh, I got one here. Yeah, 8113. There we go. You'll find all the money that you designated and for what area. You'll find it right there. Now at the bottom, we all the Doddridge County Humane Society goes on grants, donations, and fundraisers. And like we have, we've been doing pretty good with our fundraiser. We have a golf tournament. It's a lot of fun, and we make pretty decent money there. I think we made over $2,000. And then we have a 5K run. It needs to build a little bit more. And we have our Christmas bazaars, different things like this. This is where we get some of our funding. And I wanted to let you know that too, because we're not just we're we're working for grants. You know, you've heard the expression, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, trust me, we're learning how to send in grants. So we're doing well. Last year we got a donation from Entero for $10,000, and you'll see, I want to explain this to you because the Humane Society don't have savings accounts. But when the money was designated, they donated $10,000 to us, and when it was designated for the ventilation system because we were having some real strong, when you put bleach with urine, you know, you're going to have, you know, it's not good for the animals, not good for us, the workers. So they donated it towards that, and we still have some work yet that has to be done. So the balance we put in our savings. There we have a savings account at the bottom. It says balance and savings account from Ontario because it is designated for that. And then they said when we got that all fixed, which it's really good. We've got we had a machine. What is that called? Do you remember?
On the furnace?
On the furnace.
No.
It ventilates the air on our
It
furnace.
cleans the air.
It cleans the air. And then we've also got the doggy doors in, and we're going to have a fan put in the attic that will draw from the bottom and take out in the top for the ventilation. And that's going to come out of this funds. And then they said when you were finished and you had that all done, then we could use that on whatever was needed. So we do keep our paperwork and bookwork up so we know what is what. And also, you had a question last year of weren't we supposed to get like $250,000 more from the Anna Blanche will? And yes, we were. Yes, we are. And yes, I've checked into it because we need the funds. But when I talked to Matt Alexander, which is the lawyer that's taking care of this, and then I also talked to Tina Swisher, which is the one that's taking care of the cats in the house. I've pushed every button that I can push. It's been about 11 years since she passed away. According to the will, they can live there and take care of those cats for 15 years. So they've only got 4 more years. If it would have been me, I would like to have seen chips put on those cats. Besides that, every year, animals have to have boosters. There was no, I couldn't get any vet records, you know, and I don't want to go into all that because we don't have a lawyer. We can't hire a lawyer. We need to do the work in this county, and we can't spend that money on lawyers. So the church was looking into it, and they wanted us to help with the lawyer, but we don't have the funding to do that. So the most they can keep that money is 4 more years. So, you know, that's the only thing I know to tell you because I've talked to Tina. I tried to get pictures from her. Also, Matt told me that he had pictures and he was going to send them to me, but I didn't get them. So that's where we're at. So with that money, we just can't count on it for a while whenever they decide to loosen it up. But we're writing grants. We also wrote out a letter, and we're going to take it to each one of the businesses and see if they can help us in that area. But I'm real tickled with what we spent and what we took in last year because we got our expenses was $55,895.92, and now we've been open for over a year, so we know exactly what it's going to cost us. And then we took in $59,254.24. So I was real pleased with that. I was glad we were able to do that. Now, on the first page, this is what I put in the paper. I want everybody to know what we've done this year, and you need to know what's been done for the use of the money that you gave us last year. We have spayed and neutered 147 animals. We have helped Doddridge County citizens with getting 51 of their animals, their pets, spayed and neutered. And we have placed 112 pets in homes. So I thought well, we're doing good, and it's going to go up because we've already made some changes. We've got our dog runs done with our doggy doors, and we're right now asking for funding, from other places. We've already sent out a grant trying to get money for the roof. We need a roof over the cages out back, and because the snow's really piling up. So we're writing out grants. We're trying to get help. But here was our biggest problem. We do not have that many workers, and we went down all the avenues here, like the prisoners were coming out not prisoners, but the people that had to do so many hours of duty, community duty. Well, we were getting those for a while, and then it quit. I don't know what happened exactly, but it quit. And then we went through HA, the community services, where people have to do so many hours for their checks. And we had some help at the beginning of the year from 2 ladies. And it got to the point where, well, Melissa and I and another little girl, we were carrying the load. I mean, we were cleaning the kennel, and you're talking 7 days a week, at least 8 hours a day, and every day. No, you don't get a vacation. There's no holidays. You have to take care of them. You got to go up and you got to feed them. And so we seen a need above everything else. We needed to hire some part-time work because people do not want to commit to the hard work. And so what we did in April of last year is we hired a part-time worker, and we paid them about $8 an hour. And this relieved Melissa and I, so we could go through some other channels, because you need directors, okay? And what we hired was a worker to go in and be cleaning. And so you've got to have some directory service there also. So this helped, but now we're needing to hire another part-time. And because the load is, well, I'm going to share some good news with you. We were able to go check out the prison, Paul's for prisoners, and they have 4 of our dogs right now. One of them has been taught to turn on a light switch. They're going to be teaching it to open doors, and maybe taking this dog on up for a dog to stay with people that need help. And so we were really excited about that. And then they've got 4 of them right now, and they actually, they liked our facility. I don't say this boastfully. They liked our personality there, and they're actually going to be using some of our dogs that they have Paws for Prisoners in other counties, but they're going to be taking the dogs from our county. And whenever these dogs get out of the training, now ones that are able to go, tell me if I'm wrong, ones that are able to go on, they'll take them on and use them and teach them to be the dogs that's needed to take care of people. And then the others, people are usually waiting in line to adopt them because they're well trained. And we do even have a lady that comes in, and she's been working with our dogs with the training of our dogs and to teach them. We just have some real beautiful dogs. And I mean, there's dogs that, well, I don't want to get into all this, but they're already housebroke, everything. They just need a companion, and they're really special. But anyway, we've got that started. We've got the high school kids coming. They walk the dogs. They love it. Matter of fact, they wanted us to come to the school when they were presenting their project, what they had done for the school year, and we had to take some of the puppies over there, and we're really getting out there. And then we have, as you know, probably last year, the way we were getting our animals spayed and neutered kind of went, because of some physical reasons, Jean was not able to make trips. But this has been good. This has been real good because we were able to write letters to our vets like Shelby Ford up at Buckeye and Dr. Warden at Ritchie, and we have Audubon at Clarksburg. And they have really stepped in, gung ho, and are helping us, especially Shelby. I mean, we wrote her a letter, told her, this is close home, it'll help your business, and it'll help us. We don't have to travel as far. So, all of this has come together, and it's really been really good. Things are really looking good. But, we're trying to get on our feet. And so what we did do this year, if you can help us, is we did up a little bit because we need help in, it's going to run us like $23,200 and some dollars. Your budget's on the last page, I believe. And it's going to run us that to have another part-time worker with the one we have now. And we need help in this area. I put down, we're asking you to help us with $17,000. And then I lowered the supplies. They're going to run us in our budget, and probably they will, because I think this past year they run us $16,000 and something. But I lowered those so, to try to get help, because when you designate it for a certain thing, we want to use it for that. But we would really like, we need about $10,000 more is what I put in there, and I know that's asking a lot, but we really needed the help. And as we get better at this, we'll not ask for, as much, hopefully. But we're needing help with the three things. We need help with, of course, the care, and then we need help with the paying of a caregiver, and then also with the housing of them. And the only thing I put in housing, because the building is paid for, it was taken out of the first $250 that we got. That's what we've got in that building. Well, more now, but anyway. But we need about 35 to the housing. I just put the utilities down, and I asked for 8,000 there. And the utilities are running us for last year was 881, whatever it is, 13, whatever. And but our vet bill, you can see, it was kind of high. And for our medicines, because we give them their shots, and I also had to increase. I had to increase the cost on when we take a dog in, because Jean is no longer doing that. But it cost us more money. It's costing us like $73 to have a dog spayed or neutered, and that includes their rabies shot. And that's at Audubon. And Shelby Ford, she's working real good with us on the cats, just our cats that we take in. But now we have vouchers where we help people in the county, and she said she'll just do it for the Humane Society. So the vouchers, when somebody comes to get a voucher, we're sending them to Dr. Warden, that he's working with us there. Not as cheap as Shelby, but it will take care of the vouchers, where Shelby does not take care of the vouchers. So that's what I'm asking for. And the increase, we have a lady that's come in, and just this year, and I meant to get the numbers, and I didn't get them. Just lately, we've been adopting out animals, just boom, boom, boom. Because we have a lady that came in that worked in Florida, and she comes in, takes pictures, and puts flowers around them, and like we didn't have time to do that. We needed somebody to do that. And so now when she puts it on paws and claws, you can go in there and see some of our dogs. You might even want one. Come up and look at them. They're nice. They really are. I'm not kidding you. I wanted to bring one today with me, and his name was, I got to tell you this story. I don't want to hold you up too long. But I got to tell you this story. Oscar was his name. And the reason his name was Oscar, he was part Chihuahua. He weighed 8 pounds when he came in. And Oscar was found in one of those great big dumpsters. Those big dumpsters with the metal lids. Somebody went by and heard him scratching. And so he took him out. And when he come to us, he was undernourished. Don't know how long he'd been in there. He had started losing hair. We thought he was black, because he had places hair was off of him, and he was shaking. Of course, little tiny thing. He weighed 8 pounds, and we took him in, and we loved him. We doctored him. We took care of him. And I wanted to bring him in and let you see him. Because it turns out he was actually brindle. He wasn't just black. He was brindle. When his hair came in, he was a real beautiful brindle. And we had one of our ladies took it home with her to foster it for a little while because he needed that. And here he's already housebroken. He already knew commands. And so Oscar got adopted. And they love him, and he's perfect. He's just a perfect dog. And we have a lot of them that come in like that. So, but I did want to share that with you. And recently, with this lady posting these, even last week we adopted out 8. We had 7 puppies and 8 puppies, wasn't it? Yeah. We adopted out 8 puppies. So it's beginning to move more, and we're calling Rodney saying, Rodney, do you have any more dogs? So I feel good about this. And the community is coming together. The vets are coming together with us. I don't hear any more bad reports. And I want the community to know what we're doing. And that's why I put this in the paper, and I wanted you to know what we had done for the year, which this year I know is going to be more. And then also I put down our expenses in the paper and our income in the paper. Everything that came in, everything that went out. So the community knows there's nothing to hide. And so, and the high school's coming over, and we're trying hard to work in all the other areas where we can get money, but we do need your support for now. Is there any questions?
I have one. I think you answered it.
Okay.
It says we helped 51 Doddridge County citizens, and I think you helped them by giving them vouchers.
Vouchers. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. And the vouchers we send those over to Dr. Warden.
Okay.
Because he works with us over there. Matter of fact, I'm not going to say this boastfully, but I'm going to tell you, I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of the kennel, and we needed it. We needed it. Doddridge County needed that. When the first bunch of cats that we took over to Dr. Warden, after Gene was no longer making the run, he came back, and when I went back over to pick up the cats, he said, he said, Sandra, he said, I'm real impressed. And I looked at him and he said, these cats are in real good shape and they don't stink. And I thought, well, what does he get in there? So he said, they're no fleas, and he said they were in really good shape. So we work hard. We work hard, and I'm glad he appreciated that. So.
Okay. Well, as I had indicated before, this is part of our budgetary process, and we'll be starting that next week. So we'll have a better idea of available monies.
Right.
One thing that I do want to reiterate, when I was at a meeting up in Clarksburg for workforce, I sat beside a young lady from Preston County, I believe it was, and I gave Ronnie her card, and she said that they had programs that they could hire part-time people to help nonprofits in the county. Jamie, you might
pay?
Pardon?
That we wouldn't have to pay?
That was my understanding.
Yeah.
It's the one that cost us $1,000 per person to have work there. It's remember the one that Robin brought up to us.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do.
We did look into that.
So it would cost $1,000?
Yeah, we had to pay the $1,000.
Okay.
Per
Well,
person.
that's still
better.
If they stick with it.
Well, that's where we're running into problems.
Yeah.
You do not, a lot of times, to be honest with you, when you get, a lot of times you have to redo, that sounds awful, doesn't it? I don't mean it that way because we appreciate anything that gets done, we appreciate it. But there's certain ways that you have to, under the codes, you have to take care of. And the vet has given us papers, ways you clean, you keep diseases down, and so on. And, and then we have to go over and we do a lot of times because of this. And we don't mean we'd never let them know, okay? because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, and we do appreciate everybody that comes out and helps us. But we have tried avenues to get that help, and like I said, HA sent us some, two, right there at the beginning of last year we had some, and a lot of people don't like to get into the job, the dirty job. I don't mind it because I enjoy seeing the animals and how happy they are once their pens is cleaned and they're cleaned and their bowls is cleaned and everything. I enjoy seeing the peace in them. And another thing I wanted to thank, and he left, that was Pat on emergency management, because they put us in a Generex, and now we don't have to wear the little lamps up on our head when the electric goes off looking for food. So I appreciated that.
You know, you might contact them and see if the people didn't work out for just a short period of time, could there be any possibility of getting money back? But anyway.
Yeah, we will check into that.
Yeah,
more.
check it out, and if you would share that information with Jamie, I'm sure that he might be interested, because and what the lady said was that Doddridge County was undersubscribed, if you want to call it that. That they had money for 4 different positions, I believe it was, in the county, and at that point in time, they didn't have anybody.
So they had nobody here?
They had nobody in Doddridge County at that point in time. Now, I don't know what's happened since then, because that was right before Christmas.
Okay, we definitely will, because we've put it in the paper that we need volunteers, you know, and yeah, we've tried probably every avenue. Have I forgotten anything?
Okay.
Any questions or?
Cats and dogs do look good on the internet.
Yeah.
The what?
Cats and dogs do look good on the internet. Paws and
Paws
claws.
and claws, yeah, we have them on there. And with this lady coming in from, and taking those pictures, we have really started, they're being adopted out of state.
Well, that, you know, just with anything, the more people that know about it, the better off you are, because that opens up the number of people.
Right. I was putting it in both papers, and we just, you know, you have to monitor your responses you're getting when you're advertising and things. And they did it for us free. They were very nice. But we weren't getting the response, so you've got to go to the internet. I'm not smart enough. And besides that, my job's the books. So, you know, and we were cleaning. So we definitely need help in that area.
Okay.
Because of health reasons, I had to, right before Christmas, poor Melissa had to take one of the jobs because I couldn't do it. So
Okay.
we do need help in that area.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. The next